Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep, welcome back to the map editor, and welcome back to this island that we are making. Last time we were working on that little peninsula of land. We were covering it in rock so you could just jump off into the deep water. We have wrecks, we have trees, we have lagoons, we have forests, we have fallen trees that you can climb over, and we have a few skelly-bobs here and there. However, now that everything's kind of jerking around, let's go up and actually see what we've got. We spent a long time on this island. We have spent a lot longer than I think any other island, and it's coming together. But since the updates for the PC version have kind of slowed, we may as well just carry on and do what we must to make it super nice. Because why would we not do that? There are a few things. If you are joining us for the first time, we use W to go forward, S to go back, A to go left, D to go right, Q to go down, E to go up. We click and hold the right mouse button to pan the camera around. And if we select an object, you are an object, we use R to rotate, T to transform, C to clone, delete to delete. Then if we have it selected and we look away, F to focus. Whoa, that's a lot of controls. Nah, not really. Not really. It's like 5 minutes of hitting the keyboard and then everything kind of works. So yeah, we were working on this last time. Throwing a few rocks down so that if players wanted to, they could jump straight into the deep water of the ocean. Quite close to the abyss, but you know, we work with what we've got. We started off with, well, basically the island map editor gave us straight away. We threw in a big old wreck, and then we sculpted the beach to make sure that time and tide had actually had an effect around the bow, and then threw in a load of cliffs, threw in some trees, threw in, well, that jumping puzzle. And then, yeah, it's good. We still have Old Shark Boy. What are you doing on my island? We still need to remember to get rid of him. Otherwise, he will become an element of the island. Yes, but he's on the sand. Oh, well, turns out if you put a shark on the sand, what happens is they have a little swimming animation. They go down to sea level, and they just swim out to sea. Then he becomes a permanent feature. Anyway, speaking of features, I was like, oh, we've got the tallest point of the island. It's very lovely, but I want to do something with it. And I was thinking I have to hit terrain and objects to get rid of the selection in case we actually move that pile of rocks. On the other side, I was thinking we also have a bunch of empty space on this side. So we've got rocks and rocky terrain on one side of the island, which is lovely. And then on the other side, this side, we have sort of big open beaches and trees and little waterways and stuff, and I'm like, But you know, when you're in the shower and you're just like, I'm just getting wet and stuff, and you're like, I remember there's a plane here. There is a plane here. It's like, wow, can I do something with it? Oh, it's freaking out. I'll explain this momentarily, actually. The reason the camera judders around a lot is because the more objects you have, the slower the camera moves. The camera moves slower as it approaches an object. And when you have a lot of objects, it kind of jerks around. Don't worry about it. It's not the computer being slow. It's not your computer being slow. It's just the way the camera works. There's no constant velocity. Anyway, I was like, oh, maybe we could use this, sort of put it up here and just sort of jimmy it around, and then from the ground you'd have a lovely view of airplane. Well, no, camera velocity, there we go. Well, the trouble is we already have this big old wreck over here, and from here you look up and you go, oh, well, there's another big old wreck over there. If we'd have made it the focal point of the island, then maybe it wouldn't be so much of a problem. Also, I've just noticed that they've actually gone to the trouble of modelling each of the little exhausts quite accurately. There's a lot of, yeah, this particular boat's quite accurate in terms of coasters and stuff. So I was like, well, I don't want to turn it into a treasure island. I don't want to turn it into a treasure island. So we'll delete that. Delete. But I still want to have the aeroplane. So how do we do this? Well, we do have this big open area here, and we can just slam it into the beach. Which is what we're going to do. Over here? No, we still need to do something with this. This area is big and open and kind of boring. Yes, but it's nice to have some beach every... Oh, let's get rid of that. Nice to have some beach every now and again. Yeah, I know you guys are mad for beaches, but... I mean... It's okay. We could probably do something more with this area. This area, however, with its little offshore islands, I mean, this does need some interest here. There's nothing here. Once you've explored this side of the island with its boat and everything, this side's kind of, yeah, it's scientific. So I'm thinking, well, maybe we could just jam this thing in here. This thing. I'm pretty sure this is a Douglas Dakota, and I'm pretty sure Dakota was the. It's a DC-3, right? I'm thinking it's a DC-3. Is it Dakota was the RAF name for it? It's like Sherman was the British name for the American tank, and then the Americans were just like, oh, well, I guess we're calling them Sherman, old bean, or whatever Americans sounded like during the war. Yeah, so there's actually quite a lot of detail on this thing. Because it's so big, what we can do is hit R, rotate you around, and just kind of smush it into the environment in such a way that it actually looks like it's been here for 1,000 years. Or maybe not 1,000 years, because the Dakota's not 1,000 years old. Yeah, I don't want it to distract from the environment that we've made. Also, I don't want it to smash through a banana plant. So we're going to have to do it in such a way that it becomes accessible, but it doesn't block anything. So I'm just like, I'd like it to be here, but I don't want it to be kind of breaking anything in terms of views and looks and stuff. So we have the shallow sand here. We can have the wing clipping through the sand. That's not a problem. Not a problem at all. So we're going to go full Amelia Earhart. Well, no, maybe not full Amelia Earhart. That was Lockheed Electra. It was. Just trust me. Oh, oh, they've even gone with the radial engines. Yay. Okay, cool. Don't mind me, just kind of nerding out over a plane. So what we're going to do is rotate it. So we're using R to rotate, and just kind of putting it into the ground in such a way that it looks A, like it's on the ground, and B, like the sand is kind of filling any gaps and stuff. Interesting things, the flight deck. I got a little bit of luggage hold underneath the flight deck. Don't know what these cases are. They don't look like anything. I mean, they don't look like flight equipment or anything. And then you got the flight deck. What have you got inside? Just gonna have a little explore, don't mind me. I think, because one of the things I really want is for you to be able to come back here and just pop out of the hatch at the back and go for a swim, if you should so wish. Tailplane's kind of underwater. That's spooky. Speaking of spooky, I think, yeah, they modelled the galley at the back. And yeah, they modelled a toilet as well. So there is in fact a toilet in the Dakota. That's lovely. And also, speaking of lovely, you've got all the little chairs, single stack because camera jutter. Single stack because that's how they did it back then. And then you've got the little entrance. Is that the entrance? I have a feeling there should be a door here. Was there a cargo door on the Dakota? Near the front, maybe. Anyway, you got the pilot's cockpit. I don't think you would have had a glass cockpit on a DC-3, but okay. I mean, it's close enough. There's a lot of detail in here, so we'll allow people to come and explore because put something like this, and they're gonna want to get in there. How do they get in? Over the wing and into the side. Easy peasy peasy. Is it kind of in the way? It does kind of block that whole area on one hand. On the other hand, I mean, it is something to run and jump and play on. I'm trying to see if this is a little bit too low in the water, but I think it's actually going to be fine. Yeah, I think it does exactly what it needs to do. So it acts as a little pier. P-I-E-R. So you can go over the wing, you can go inside, you can explore. There's going to be some loot in there, not a terribly large amount. You can jump out of the back and do a swim. You can come back. It's tailplane gives you a good idea of where you are. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So I think I'll leave that there for the time being. I mean, if it's annoying, we can always delete it. It's fine. So terrain objects, just to have nothing selected. And then we got this big old beach. Oh, look at my beach. Yes, I know you guys are thirsty for beaches, but Still, I still feel we should do something with this. It's big and it's open and it's, well, it just is, isn't it? We could do what we've done on the other areas of the island. We could put down a rock and put some trees on it, just kind of bloop in the middle. Might be a good idea. So we'll take a rock and we will take, well, I mean, we got the big rocks, but we need to dream bigger. Dare to dream bigger, darling. Cliff 5. Ew, too big. Cliff 3. Yay. Whoa, that is a big cliff. That's no moon. That is a cliff. Oh, bump mapping. So we'll go and put it down into the ground because we don't need all of it. It's too much. Much too much. To rotate. So we got a little nubbin of rock that we can work with. Yes, a little bit better. So I'm just grabbing the green ring and I'm just turning it around to see if it'll fit here. T to transform, green, and just push it down. We don't need a terribly large amount of anything poking out the ground. What we do is just have the very top. Oh, that's the other thing. That stuff in the background, kind of over there, that's LOD. Don't worry about that. You probably won't see it in the game, maybe. No, I don't think you will. Speaking of seeing stuff, if we push ourselves through the island mesh, it gets all spooky. But yeah, the rock is way down there, so we're only using that very tippity top. And that's fine. That's fine. Is that in the right spot? Oh, LOD. So it turns into a little triangle boy the further away we move. You probably not. Yeah, I keep saying you're probably not going to see that in the game. You really won't. So we do this. Gives ourselves a little base to actually work with. Hit terrain and objects. We deselect it. Can we select it again? Yeah, kinda. So terrain and objects, and then we're going to cover this in plants and stuff. Why are we doing that? Well, just to break up the big area of beach and give it some context, I guess. But I wanted to build a house there. Oh, well, okay. I mean, you still can. There's still areas where you could throw in houses and stuff. I just want more detail, and also, I mean, look, still huge areas of sand. I just like to lead into the rocky area with a little bit of low-lying rock and some foliage, don't you know? So trees. Scroll down. Find the ficus, because we're outside of the pine zone. Where is F? Oh yeah, ficus tree. Oh, ficus tree 2. You'll do. Gosh darn it! Push you down. Let's rotate, and then transform. It's a lot simpler to do it this way than it is to throw in a load of big rocks and just be like, I'm big rock boy again. Oh well, congratulations. Do we want to do a world tree there? Let's just look at it from different angles. And probably C to clone. R to rotate? R to rotate. I'm hitting all the buttons. I'm not hitting the buttons that I want to hit. T to transform. Blue. Oh, it's going to snap onto something else. It usually does. So we just push one tree into another tree. Oh no, but it's in the rock. Oh, it is. Oh, well, pull it out then. Pull it out of the rock. We rotated it by about 90 degrees compared to the other tree, which gives us some, well, some thickness. So 2 C's. Don't worry about that. I mean, seriously, don't worry about that. Everyone's a little bit thick. Depending on the angle. So we'll just move this around. Yep, camera velocity. Oh, no standard camera velocity. It makes me sad. But also, huge ass shadow now. Oi, where did you come from? It's to do with breaking things up. And now this area feels separate from this area. Huh, didn't even think about that. No, that's why we're here to do stuff. Do stuff like that, terrain objects. Okay, so we've got to put some stuff in. Well, I mean, here's the thing about driftwood piles. You can never have enough piles. Like, seriously. It just means that you get supplies for your fire. What do you do with driftwood? Well, you chop it up and burn it, usually. Okay. So things like that, usable resources that you're going to burn away, not a problem. Infinity Rex, well, gotta be a little bit careful. You don't want someone to come to your island and go, I've got all the things I need. I'm going to build a spaceship now and bugger off the island. No. Terrain objects. Well, you can do that if you're the queen. Ficus 2. There's baby ficuses that you can chop down. No. Nana plant. Oh, I do like a good nana. Honestly. Does make it super difficult to jump over though, with its weird collision model. I'll tell you what, we're going to use it though. We're going to use it, and people are just going to have to not jump on it. Because, well, sometimes you do things for the players and sometimes you do things for yourself. Let's rotate that so the leaves aren't too badly clipped into anything. I think that's a good sign that they are not. Are they not? I want a little bit more angle on that. I mean, it's kind of in the tree, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. There, again, not really mattering because it's not as if it's obvious that it's in the tree. Put it down to the rock. Yeah, but it's in the rock. Yeah, but the rock's got grass texture on it. It kind of looks ambiguous as to whether it can support life. Yeah, it's got that leaf down there and a leaf up there. I think it'll be fine. Terrain objects. Saruman, you're big though. You're real big. Do we like it big? I mean, there's nothing wrong with big. Seriously. Let's throw that in. We throw that in. Okay, yeah, let's use it. There we go. We normally use this to put on cliffs and stuff and kind of mask the fact that there's a big grey blob there, but we'll use it. Same thing. In a little bit of R to rotate. So T to transform, R to rotate. If it close into the sand, ain't so much of a problem. Because the sand is soft, and everyone knows sand will drift around and do stuff. So there we go. A little bit of greenery there. So greenery. And even if someone comes along and harvests all the wood, it's not so much of a problem because, well, we got all the non-breakable stuff here. Gonna get rid of that for a second. Hit terrain and then objects because we got the cliff selected. That happens every now and again. We will grab the acacia and we will put you here, I guess. You feel good there. Excellent. Well, I'll jam you into the ground. Hit R to rotate, and then Are you all okay there? I think you're all okay there. Probably bring it down a little bit more, just moving the camera around it. Always take time to put your plants in such a way that they don't look like they're straight out of frickin' Oblivion? Was it Oblivion, the one with the floating trees? I can't remember. Terrain objects. Probably. I think Oblivion, certainly. I have played some AAA games, and the trees and various things are just floating around, and I'm like, okay. Hey, why you be floating? Anyway, aloe vera. Oh yeah, we did a little aloe vera. A little bit of aloe vera for colour. Ooh, I mean, we've not done this before, but we could just leave it on the rock there. I mean, there's no harm in doing that, I don't think. Push it down a little bit so it's just kind of sat on that cliff top. Does it look okay there? No, it doesn't. It doesn't look right. There's something wrong about that. I want something here because there's a gap there. There's like a little air gap. I'm not sure if you're running along the beach, you don't even notice that. Probably not. I don't think you are. I think the tree trunk kind of gets in the way. It's just something, isn't it? You know what? I think that's fine. I think that's absolutely fine. Yeah, we could probably leave it. I don't want to put too much stuff there, but at the same time, it now kind of fills up that space, that emptiness. And keep in mind that the sea itself. Bloop, oh, why have you not put anything in the sea, like rocks and stuff? You don't need to. The sea is populated based on height. The deeper things are, the bigger the rocks and things that the game will throw at you. So it'll put things like rock towers. Why does it keep flashing black on the skybox? Like that. Oh, because we're very close. Okay, yeah, I know what it is. That's the skybox for being above the water. That's the skybox for being above the water, but we are just touching the top of the water surface. That's the skybox for being underneath the water. Hello. Things got a whole lot more terrifying. Interestingly, the buoys that sort of surround the outside of the map, you can see the shadows down there. Cool. Bloop. So we're back up on the surface. Yeah, I don't think there's too much more we can really do here. No. But we do have this area here now, and it's kind of... does it bother you? Yeah, it bothers me. It's very, very steep down into the beach here and here. And it just doesn't feel right. There's something wrong about it. Rocks? Big rock? We can do something to make it... Can we pull that out? I was like, oh, we hit an item limit after all this time? Oh, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? So, yeah, we need something here to kind of give a rational feeling for why there's suddenly a sharp drop down onto the beach. I'm like, rocks do actually work quite well here. So big rock 2, then big rock 1. And they will just follow the terrain, but I kind of want them on the horizontal. Now, just to kind of give a suggestion of something underground, some sort of natural geology that will actually help explain why it's so suddenly steep. So, and using 2 rocks, we can get this sort of split effect. Oh, interesting. Yep, and you got the shadow there as well. Always play with the light and the shadows. Don't need to do too much, but just enough so that if anyone's running up here going, oh, I want to go over the top. Now you have to do a little zigzag, and then you get the boat. We still want that view of the boat. That's very important to us. So that's that. Here probably should be also explained away. Is there another route that we could use that's kind of more interesting? Very good question. Excellent question. Glad you're on the ball asking the important questions. Maybe. Auto rotate. Pull it up. Don't need too much. Bear in mind that this grass area is going to have grass foliage on it, so it's going to have sprites, grass sprites on it. We're just going to lift this up a little bit. Just a little bit. This might be a problem. We might have to be quite aggressive with how much is above the surface, unless you want little grass sprites poking through your geometry. Yeah, that's better. That's better. So it's not blocking anything, but at the same time, it's kind of like, there's something there on the ground. I don't want to copy what we've done over there. Again, you can see the boat. See the boat through the little gap. Very important that. That's exactly what we wanted. So we had terrain objects, we don't have anything selected. And then we're going to need another rock. Probably put small rock in actually. Small rock 3. You're kind of the universal rock of choice. Gonna be honest, you are quite useful. Most useful. Little arrowhead rock. Oh, up and away. Just get some altitude. And then teach transform. Actually, kind of hard to rotate. We don't need to worry about... oh, 3D space. Gotta look in a 3D space. Yeah. That looks like the arrows are pointing in one direction. That looks like the arrows are definitely pointing in a different direction. That's what we want. Just a little dot. A little dot of rock. And that works quite well. There we go. So now we got a little bit of rock there. We could probably move that over a little bit. Okay. So terrain objects, we don't have anything selected. So that steepness is now kind of explained. Again, here's the beach, and then, oh, here's some rock, and then it gets steep. And then again here, you're coming up the other side, it's steep, and then it's like, oh, now we're onto grass. So it's just got little boundaries and borders, just making sure that there's a logical reason for this stuff. It's a little bit better. Like, oh, you've blocked it off. No. But there's no room to do anything. I can't build a house. I can't. Wait. Whoa. Where was it? Shipwreck 7A or shipwreck? It's one of these shipwrecks. Oh, 3A. There we go. No, you got plenty of space. Like, so much space in terms of stuff. You want to build a house? You can build a house here. You can build a freaking massive house. You can be a mansion. So we're not blocking anything off. Don't worry about it. Everything looks a lot smaller in the map editor. This place is absolutely a freaking huge. Don't panic about that. Speaking of shipwrecks, we don't need them. Don't need them. We are going to need something around here just to fill it in. So, trees. Yes, please. Sermon. Oh, we already used you. We used you once today. Sermon 2. Little flower boy. Yeah. Yeah. Flower boy. So you can come down here. We'll snuggle you up against the rock. Why not? Can we do this without using a tree? I believe we can. Let's do that. So just make sure nothing's egregiously clipped into the rock. I don't think that it is. I mean, it is clipped in, but is it egregiously clipped in? It doesn't look too bad the way it is. I might just leave that. I like the idea of the leaf coming up over the grey. Just make sure it is actually in the ground. Okay, so we can come back. Oh, we can use a palm tree. We haven't, of this island, we haven't really used that many palms. Oh, look, the aeroplane. We can see it from here, underneath the branch of that tree. It's almost as if these things are planned. So there's like little alleyways where you can view things, and then you've got framing around the object. I mean, it's almost as if we've done this so there are like viewports and there's framing around the object. It's beautiful though. Okay, cool. So yeah, you got a line of sight. Like you're a player, you're running along, you go, ooh, what's that? And you run towards it. That's your line of sight. Very, very interesting. We just have this area here which we need to do. I mean, we've got so many areas where we just need to just like tidy things up or just add various bits and pieces. Alocasia. Ooh, no terrain objects because we don't want to move that. Do we throw another Nana in? Nana's, I mean, they'll vibrate your camera if you're a player and you're running over the top of it. A young palm. No, young palm. Well, I don't mind throwing in young palms. They're just kind of... Oh, it snapped onto the rock. Gotta keep an eye on that. Terrain objects. Yeah, young palms aren't so much of a problem if you're throwing stuff down. Because they are a resource that renews. But since fibrous leaves are used for freaking everything, then yeah, you can just add them in all over the place. We already have flowering ceremony. Alocasia 2, is that the smaller of the two? It is. I don't think we really need to do too much here. I think we throw a couple of palms and it'll be fine. Okay, so what we might do is just throw this up here, cant it over a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of touching the rock, but it's not too bad. We can just angle it this way. There we go. And then T-transform, grab green, push it down. So we know the base is in the soil. Excellent. Breaks that rock up there, especially if you're running along the beach and going, oh, there's a bunch more rock. No, it's a plant. Excellent. Terrain objects, and then scroll all the way down to palm, P-A-L-M. Gotta remember the alphabet when you're looking for objects. It's like, ooh, it's a bit of a big palm. Not so big. Not so big, so we can throw something in here. Do I want to do it this side or the other side? Excellent question. Not entirely sure. We can throw it in the other side. It's not a problem. Just down a little bit so it's actually in the ground. Rotate. Give it a spin. Rando spin. Since all the palm bunches are actually we're underwater. Actually, we're under terrain. Oof. Camera speed. Yeah, all the palm bunches are the same. So just give it a little rotate so they don't look like they've all been pulled out and put in the same direction. Kind of want another palm, but you know what? That might be okay just there on its own. One lone palm. That one here, maybe. Maybe we could get away with it. Who's going to stop us? I think nobody. Nobody's going to stop us, so we can put it down in the ground. The interesting thing about these palms is you can't angle them. You can only rotate them on their central axis. What? Who thought about that? Well, in the game you can actually get them all rotated, angled and stuff, but it's not made it into the map editor yet. So, oh yeah, look, we got a gap. We got a gap. That's a bit of a problem. T to transform down into the ground. Yeah, don't want a floating tree now. Don't want a floating tree, even if it is one that somebody can just knock over. Right, so we've added a few bits and pieces over here, which makes this feel, well, even psychologic. Even in your mind, it kind of feels a little bit better. And then we haven't really done much to it. We just thrown in some rocks and some plants. We've also broken up the beach a little bit. It's like, oh, this side of the beach is now different to the other side of the beach, but it's still the same beach. It just feels a little less, you know, big and empty. Speaking of big and empty, we've thrown in aeroplane. So people got something more to run, jump and climb over, because of course you want something to run, jump and climb over. Excellent. So I think we might just leave it there for the time being. Yeah, I'm happy with that. If you're liking this, definitely leave a little like, leave a subscribe, and if you do subscribe, click that little bell, because that'll give you notifications when videos go live. And I'll tell you what, I'll catch you next time.